There are known knowns, known unknowns, and unknown unknowns, but there are also unknown knowns. The ancient and esoteric order of the Jackalope is a secret society devoted to unearthing and sharing this knowledge in podcast form. Each episode we take some piece of miscellaneous esoterica that has slipped through the cracks of common knowledge and share it to you in an easily digestible format. No topic is off limits, except for the obvious. Today's episode, Pressing Matters, presented by Number 7.
I'm not a serious collector of stuff. What I do collect has meaning to me in more than just being an object to be admired. I collect for memories. There are a few things I enjoy more than planning a vacation. I love to plan out the sights I want to see. I love zoos and museums and not so popular attractions that are off the beaten path, like the National Building Museum in Washington, D.C., and of course national parks. Most of these places have gift shops, and somewhere in that gift shop, a machine for making pressed pennies, or squished pennies, or elongated coins if you want to be fancy. Usually the pressed penny machine is all the way in the back, in an out-of-the-way area. It's almost shameful how these treasures are relegated, hidden from the general public. You have to search them out like an archaeologist seeking the lost city of El Dorado. Some machines have only one design. Most have 3 or 4. Just pick your favorite design, put in a penny and a few quarters, and then crank like a maniac, and voila! A pressed penny is born. They're not all like that. Some of them press larger coins, nickels or quarters, or even solid slugs or medallions. There are many, many, many types of items you can purchase to remember a trip besides pictures, like shot glasses, mugs, spoons, t-shirts, as well as postcards. The pressed penny has the delight of not only giving you a token of a place you visit, but you get to turn the crank. Thus it becomes an actual physical endeavor token. You work for it. Coins have been used to make jewelry for years, mostly low-value coins with more aesthetic than intrinsic value. The first known pressed penny machine made its debut at the 1892 to 1893 Chicago World's Fair and Columbian Exposition. It was a large machine, a repurposed jeweler's mill, used to stamp designs onto metal sheets for earrings and necklaces. If you gave an attendant a nickel and a coin, he would flatten it into an oval shape impressed with the year and the name of the exposition. A very simple design. It was a hit. A cheap, attractive souvenir that was fun to watch being made. Other events quickly copied the machine, starting a pressed penny trend. Pressed pennies saw a massive decline in popularity after 1917. They still remained a staple at large events like county fairs. In the mid-1960s, the pressed penny trade began to shift from machines at large events to the age of private rollers, individuals who distributed their own pressed penny designs, usually through the mail. The current age of pressed pennies began in the mid-1970s with the introduction of the self-operated hand-cranked pressed penny machines we all know and love. This really kicked off when they were installed in Disney theme parks in the mid-1980s. Legally, this is allowed in many, but not all countries. According to U.S. Code Title 18, Chapter 17, Section 331, in brief, it's illegal to mutilate coins with the intent to use them fraudulently. But since pressed pennies are made as souvenirs with no intent to pass them off as currency, they get the green light. Section 10 of the United Kingdom's Coinage Act of 1971 only prohibits coins from being melted or broken up. Since pressed pennies are neither, they're okay. Canada does not allow coins to be altered. The actual law prohibits the defacing of a coin and the buttering of a current coin that has been defaced. They use slugs in their machines. Canada stopped making pennies in 2013 anyways. There's also the act of putting a penny on the railroad tracks to be flattened by a passing train, also called pennying. There is no evidence of anyone derailing a train by pennying, or anyone being maimed or killed by a penny placed on the tracks. There are injuries, though, mostly by Darwin Award honorees who stand on the wrong set of tracks while waiting for their coin to be flattened. But please, don't put anything on the tracks. Be safe. Pressed penny enthusiasts, a peculiar breed of numismatists, sometimes called exonumists, prefer pre-1982 pennies. In that year, the mint altered the chemical formula of pennies to have a higher zinc content. As a result, they aren't nearly as shiny or bright. Entrepreneurs have had difficulty cashing in on the broad popularity of pressed pennies. Notably, there's a history of failed pressed penny museums. The most famous one was probably the Squished Penny Museum in Washington, D.C., which closed in 2007. But there have been other, smaller museums, including one in Washington State. I have over 165 from the States and overseas. To me, these small tokens are about the experience or memory of an event, or something a family member saw and thought of me. So I bet you're thinking, how do you decide which pennies to get? Well, I decide based on where I'm driving to, be it a place down the road or one many, many miles away. Let's say I want to go to Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. Well, besides the penny squishy machine at the hotel at the entrance to the park, in the gift shop, I hear the workers are helpful in directing you to the machine. I look to see if there are other machines in the vicinity of my travel objective or in places along my route. I also look for complex designs that include the name of the place. I am often asked, how do you know where to find these machines? It's 2020. I use the internet. My favorite website that lists the locations is Penny Collector, which has listings by state and country. I don't look for specific designs when seeking these treasures, and every collector has an aspect of what they look for. To me, it is about sparking a memory of what was there. That is, if I am the one to press them myself. I've also been lucky enough to have friends and family find a machine, not only in the States but overseas. I was lucky to be given one from Scotland a few years back by a relative.
So you have 165 pressed pennies. Which one is your favorite?
My absolute favorite one is the one I got at the Star Trek experience at the Las Vegas Hilton. Oh, this was back in like 1998.
Wow. I'm assuming they don't make those anymore.
They don't. The hotel closed that exhibit within a couple years. It was just a quickie event.
Is that a common problem, pressed penny machines closing down or rotating out of service?
No, it happens often. Unfortunately, there are a lot of places. Like in 2018, I was in Louisville and went to the Slugger Museum and got a pressed penny there. That machine isn't there anymore. And it's only been 2 years. It's very sad. But I also have a lot of pressed pennies that other people do not have because those locations aren't available anymore.
Let me ask one more question. The Canadian law prohibits the buttering of a coin. I'm presuming that's not slathering it down with lard and putting it on your toast. What is buttering a coin?
It wouldn't be lard. It would be actual butter.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
buttering is actually like welding or altering a coin instead of just, grilling it or sauteing it in some butter.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's all for this week's folks. Stay safe out there. This podcast was produced by Dorothy White for the Ancient and Esoteric Order of the Jackalope. It is released under a Creative Commons 4.0 Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License. All rights reserved, all wrongs reversed. The full script of this episode with sources, links, and more can be found on our website at orderofthejackalope.com. That's orderofthejackalope.com with hyphens between the words. Keep up with our latest updates on social media at Order Jackalope on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Reddit. Or contact us via email at jackalope@orderofthejackalope.com. Want to join the fastest growing secret society in the nation? We'll show you our hidden secrets if you show us yours first. Visit our website and click Join Us for more information.